Okay, good morning people. Basically this is, I asked Masonry for Life a question and he answered, and I have full respect for his answer because what he said was, you know, at least he's a genuine person in the respect that if he finds anything untoward he would leave, and so would his mate. I think his mate's Kit soon, he would leave as well. So at least you know that, you know, it's like, look at Dave Davis in the MP in the English thing, yeah? He's found out that the British Constitution, if you like, or the British ways for freedoms of speech and all that, have been changed in court recently, and he's resigned because he's not happy. It's not for what he stands for. So, you know, you've got to give people the chance to act if they feel different, right? Another point I want to make, though, about how people with the anti-Mason and the Mason, okay? Let's look at 9/11, because everyone knows what 9/11 is, right? Whether you agree that it was an inside job or you don't, it's either here nor there, right? I'm not really interested. The media said that it was a Muslim group, right? Okay, now, whether you believe that or not, doesn't matter again. In the UK, directly when that was announced, all Muslims were attacked, yeah? In a real sort of, you know, like, first time, I suppose, black people come to this country, people were like, you know, really quite ignorant. Now, this is what happened with Muslims. Normal Muslims. Muslims that wouldn't, you know, it was an extreme Muslim group, you were told. But, still, the sheep, us, the cattle, or as, forgive me, but this is apparently what Freemasons call us, the goyon. I think it's the goyon or something like that. Sheep, yeah. All sort of, oh, Muslims are great, and they're all tied off with the same brush. But ignorantly, right, people fitted them under the same umbrella, right? Now, the same goes for Masonry in that respect, right? Because it's like Muslims, not all Muslims, right, if any, really, are evil, sort of like over the top, sort of whatever, right? It's the same with anything. I suppose there's a, you know, it's like David Icke even says that low-level Masons do not know what's going on. It's an inner circle and an outer circle. It's very complicated. I've heard other Freemasons talk about it, so I know it exists. But no one can take a judgment on something until they experience it itself sometimes, and you've got to respect these Masons for that. Yeah, so sometimes people are anti-Mason without asking people questions. It's not so much you should be anti-Mason, it should be you're anti this evil, right? Whether that's in Masonry, whether that's in Skull and Bones, whether that's the Bilderberg group, whether that's O2O, whether that's CFR. You know, you only have to look at, there's a guy on here, let me have a look, an old guy from America, let me find it while I'm here, because otherwise I'll get the name wrong. CRF or something. It's a really old documentary from the 60s, and it's warning us about all this. The New World Order is not new. CFR, right, hold on. The New World Order is not old. Compiled from the Capitalist Conspiracy. Show us. The 40-year-old film strip presented by G. Edward Griffin is one of the many films uncovered some of the real history of the shadow government. It's to do with the shadow government, yeah, and that's the whole idea. It's shadow. Yeah, so you can stand there and attack a Mason for saying, oh, you should know better, but they might not know better. This is what I'm trying to explain, right? If someone's that angry that they can't talk to someone and respect someone as a person, don't respond, right? Make a video where you're not showing yourself, yeah, and prove to the person you're trying to prove to that this is why I disagree with it. Yeah, because I'm not very good with people's names, dates, all that sort of thing, right? I'd have to write it down, and I never script any of my videos, right? But I might do about Masonry, because it seems me and Mason for Life had a chat not years ago, a few months back I think it was, and he said to me he'd like to come to the London lodges and find out about this corruption because he's not happy about it. Now, for him to say that, at least he's recognised that there could be a problem and he'd look into it. You know, what else can you ask from someone? You know, it doesn't mean you have to attack someone for it, yeah? You know, yeah, okay, he's attacking David Icke, he's attacking Alex Jones, but then if you were in that sect, I suppose that you would feel like that anyway, because you're trying to protect something that you feel's good. You know, it's like anything, isn't it? A lot of people, like if I mentioned David Icke's about 2 years ago, well, actually, no, I first read a David Icke book in the year 2001, or was it year 2000? It's called Children of the Matrix, and it was just because I was looking for something to read, and I didn't even know who it was. And I mentioned his name, and my mum and dad went, that idiot. And I went, what do you mean that idiot? Oh, he went on Wogan and said he was son of God. I've seen that clip, he didn't say that at all. Yeah, and I've also seen the Wogan clip since, where he's come back and Wogan's looked like an idiot, because David Icke is fully respected now. Now, yeah, the way he presented himself back in the beginning, yeah, you would have thought, oh, that's a bit off-key, you know, and people, you know. But the man is nowhere near stupid, yeah. As far as reptilians are concerned, yeah, I don't think that's too much of a far-fetched idea. Don't know much about it, but I know that we're not the only species on this planet. We're hybrid humanoids, yeah, and there's other species. And whether these other species do pull the strings at the top of the pyramid, none of us can answer that question totally, but there's enough people who've been Masonries, enough people who've got PhDs, enough people who are respected members of the community saying the same thing. So there's got to be some truth behind it, and it's never on telly. There's another thing I've noticed, yeah, there was an earthquake. Was there an earthquake in Japan yesterday? Because the news blacked it out. There was this earthquake, Japan, at the bottom, 5 people die. Didn't hear anything else of it. A complete bloody news blackout. Why are they blacking out earthquakes? Well, did they get threatened with another earthquake machine or something? So, yeah, I think in order for us to, we've got to spread peace, love and happiness. Now, whether you agree with someone who's a Mason, whether you agree with someone who's a Muslim, whether you agree with someone who's Hindu, whatever religion, race, cult, sector, background, country, colour they are, why are we all arguing? We should be all getting on. Peace, love and happiness is the only way that you're going to bring any evil to an end. We've all got to lead for ourselves, because if we don't lead for ourselves and find our own truths and have our own opinion, everyone else is thinking for you. You can't let others think for you unless you want to be a sheep. And if you want to be a sheep, you can see why sometimes the shepherds, if you like, the leaders, right, have done this. Because some people don't just want to follow. Yeah, I don't follow. I never have followed. Yeah, I'm the first person to step out of line and be nuggets, get back in the line. Because if I feel that that's not something that I should be doing, it's like when you get on the motorway, right? The freeway in America, motorway in England. Driving down the motorway, it comes to a stop from 70 miles an hour to 0, right? Everyone will move into the fast lane, because in this country you keep left and left you're overtaken, so you stay in this lane unless you're overtaken. You've got 2 other lanes. They'll get in the fast lane, halfway down the road, see the slow lanes moving slightly quicker, everyone will move into the slow lane, and they all thick, it's all going to the same end, yeah? No lane's going to move any different, because you've got a copper going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stop. But people are too sort of, oh, let's follow them. They're all going over there. I wonder where they're going. Oh, should we go round them? What, because someone else had to make a decision? This is the problem with the world, right? We've all got to start learning to make our own decisions, lead ourselves and teach others to lead. Start thinking for yourself. Stop letting the government and other people think for you. I never used to think for myself at school. I used to think for myself at school, sorry, I never used. And this is why I didn't get on that well at school, because it's a repeating education system. To make sure that if you repeat, you'll be okay in the higher places, etc., etc. Yeah? But yeah, we've all got to learn to lead. That's all I can say. Let's all learn to lead.